Jingran's drip marketing is officially out, so in this video, we are covering everything we know about him, what his kit does, how he actually plays, and when we finally get to see his gameplay, because that answer is a lot sooner than most people think. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you catch every leak and every beta drop the moment it lands. Weekly giveaway, 5 Lunite subscriptions, 5 winners every week. Comment on any video on this channel and you are entered. Winners in the pinned comment. Now, that's splash art. I have to talk about this first because I cannot get over it. This might be the best splash art Kuro Games has ever made. Not one of the best, the best. He is standing in the middle of a ruined underworld gate. Chains hanging everywhere, candles burning at his feet, a massive bell off to the side. The whole thing is split between deep red and cold teal, and those two colors are fighting each other on purpose. Most games light a splash, art safe and clean. This one does not. It is aggressive. And then the blue flame in his hand. Not a weapon, a flame. That detail is going to matter later, so hold on to it. The character himself is exactly what we saw teased back in June, but now in full resolution with real lighting. The black hair with the white streak, the single braid, the heterochromia, one gold eye, one teal. That slightly smug expression the community immediately latched onto. It all lands so much harder than the teaser did. His tagline is, "Straight to the underworld, couldn't have asked for better." That is a phenomenal line. It tells you who he is instantly. He is not dreading the land of the dead. He is looking forward to it. And here is the part that explains the reaction. Kuro does not release male characters often. We get roughly 2 male 5 stars a year in this game. That is it. So every time one shows up, the demand behind it is enormous because people have been waiting months with nothing to spend on. Now stack that scarcity on top of what might be the best art in the game's history, and you get the hype we are seeing right now. This is not normal drip marketing reaction. This is people who have been saving for a male unit for half a year finally seeing one worth saving for. And that scarcity is exactly why people are already topping up for him rather than waiting. When a male 5-star only comes around twice a year, the save or skip math gets a lot less comfortable. You can save up to 24% on your top-ups using Loot Bar. It's a solid way to save money. For example, the 6,480 Lunites pack costs around $82 on Loot Bar compared to $100 in-game. The top-up process is very straightforward. Just pick your pack, log in through their single-use cloud device, redeem it in-game exactly like the official store, and then log out. Loot Bar is widely used and has tens of thousands of reviews on Trustpilot, making it one of the most trusted platforms for in-game top-ups. Link to Loot Bar is in the description. Now, the timing. And this is the good news. Beta recruitment ends tomorrow, July 17th. Once recruitment closes, the beta client goes out to testers, and historically, the gap between that and the first gameplay footage leaking is just a few days, not weeks, days. So we are extremely close. Real gameplay, real animations, real multipliers, the full kit with actual numbers instead of descriptions. Just wait a little longer and we finally get to see him in motion. But in the meanwhile, here is everything we know so far. And I need to be clear about this before I start. The drip post is official. The kit is not. Everything I am about to tell you comes from Seele Leaks and offline tester reports, and it can still change before release. I will flag what is solid and what is shaky as we go. Start with the foundation. Jingran is a 5-star fusion broadblade, and the single most important thing about him, the thing that defines his entire identity, is that leaks describe him as an HP scaling main damage dealer. Read that again. HP scaling. His damage comes from his health pool, not from attack. That is why the offline tester reports showed a demo build sitting at nearly 50,000 health. A lot of people saw that number and assumed he was just tanky. He is not just tanky. His health is his damage. Every point of HP you stack does 2 jobs at once, keeping him alive and hitting harder. That is a completely different building philosophy from almost every damage dealer in this game. Now how he actually plays. He runs Yin and Yang dual forms. 2 stances he swaps between. He builds Forte circuit, and that circuit feeds into enhanced heavy attacks. So the loop is build circuit, switch form, dump it into empowered heavy attacks. Repeat. If that shape sounds familiar, it should. It is broadly what Yin-Yang SP is doing in 3.5. Heavy attack focused, circuit building, form swapping. Kuro is leaning hard into this archetype right now. But the yin and yang split is not just flavor. 2 forms means 2 damage profiles, and if it follows how dual form units have worked so far, one side is your builder and the other is your payout. You spend time in one to earn the other, which means his entire rotation lives or dies on how fast that circuit fills, and that is a beta number. Nobody outside the test can tell you that yet. Here is where Jingran gets genuinely interesting though. Heavy attack characters have a fundamental problem. Heavy attacks are slow. They lock you in place, the animations are long, and you eat damage while you are committed to the swing. Dodge out and you lose the attack entirely. That is the tax every heavy attack unit pays. Jingran's answer is shields. Tester reports describe frequent shield usage baked right into the kit, and now the HP scaling makes complete sense as a design. Because he is not squishy, he does not need to dodge cancel out of his own damage, and the shields let him just stand there and finish swings that other characters would have to abort. That is the actual pitch. He is a heavy attack damage dealer who does not have to play scared. Then, the ultimate. Testers describe his resonance liberation as summoning a massive ghost gate with unique background music playing during it. The energy was compared to Chiakona's ultimate, which if you have used her, you know is high praise. Now go back to that splash art. He is standing in front of a gate. The official archive calls him a Mengzhou-born Nethermancer who wanders between Mirage realms and crosses the Nether. The art is literally showing you his ultimate. That blue flame in his hand is the Nether energy. The official drip and the leaks are telling the exact same story, and that is a good sign for how accurate these leaks are. Now what is not settled? The element. Most sources say fusion. A few have floated spectro. My position stays fusion, and if beta says otherwise, I will say so directly. The weapon. His art shows what looks like a polearm. Some trackers list him as unconfirmed, with speculation split between broadblade and gauntlets. But this game only has 5 weapon types, and polearm is not one of them. Jian's art reads as a polearm too, and he is a broadblade, so broadblade stays. And team building. If he is HP scaling, that quietly changes who he wants next to him. HP scaling units historically want different supports than attack scaling units do. A flat attack buff does much less for him than something feeding his health pool. That is the detail I most want beta to confirm, because it decides whether he slots into a team you already own or demands a brand new one. Now the banner situation, because this is what you actually plan around. Jingran is Phase 2 of version 3.6. Phase 1 is Qingxiao, the arrow sword main damage dealer. She comes first. That matters more than it sounds. Her banner hits before his, which means she gets first crack at your astrite. If you go in without a plan, Phase 1 drains you and Jingran shows up to an empty wallet. But Phase 2 also works in your favor. He comes second. You get the entire first half of the patch to watch real gameplay, see confirmed numbers, and decide with actual information instead of leaks. That is a free look, and you should use it. One last caution. First beta numbers are not final numbers. We watched Lucy's skill cooldown jump from 8 seconds to 15 between beta versions in 3.4. That is a rotation-defining change, and it landed late. So when the first Jingran multipliers appear in a few days, treat them as a starting point, not a verdict. So to bring it home, Jingran is a fusion broadblade, HP scaling, shield-backed, heavy attack main damage dealer with yin and yang forms and a ghost gate ultimate, built to stand and swing where other carries have to run. Phase 2 of 3.6 behind Qingxiao. Kit still leak tier, recruitment closes tomorrow, gameplay within days. If the HP scaling and the shields hold up in beta, he is the most mechanically interesting damage dealer coming in 3.6. So tell me in the comments, is that splash art the best one Kuro has ever made, or am I overhyping it? And are you saving for Jingran in Phase 2, or is Qingxiao taking your astrite in Phase 1? With 80 pulls between most of us and a 5-star, that is a real choice.